Back with us now from Arizona, he's Sheriff Mark Lamb. Sheriff, it's great to have you back on. Okay, I want you to listen to this. The president compared the U.S. southern border to Ukraine. He's expected to worsen his own border crisis within just a few weeks' time. Watch this.
The fact that you have so many Ukrainians seeking refuge in this country of Poland. We understand that because we have in our southern border thousands of people a day, literally, not figuratively, trying to get into the United States.
Your reaction?
Well, it's not the same. It's not even close to being the same. What we're dealing with on the southern border is human trafficking and drug trafficking into America. Even the people claiming asylum are not doing it the way they're supposed to be doing it. But here's the thing. He does acknowledge at least the fact that there are thousands of people every day trying to come into this country illegally, yet they do nothing about it, which is even worse, that they know there's a problem, yet he does nothing about it. But this is about human trafficking and drug trafficking, not the same as what's going on in Ukraine and Poland.
Yeah, we hear you, Sheriff. And by the way, it's one of the few times we heard the president talk about the U.S. border. President Biden has been criticized for spending about half a year, on the weekends at his home in Delaware, 0 days at the southern border. He's never been to the border. The press secretary said he went in 2008. No, he went to El Paso. He wasn't physically at the border. And it comes at a time, Sheriff, when under this White House, we've got, I think, the equivalent of Nebraska and Idaho combined crossing illegally and going into the U.S. interior.
Imagine the message this sends to the victims of crimes, of people who have come into this country illegally, or to the parents or loved ones who've lost another loved one to the poisonings of fentanyl and other dangerous drugs. Imagine how these people feel to know that this guy doesn't even bother as a vice president or as a current president to even come to the border and deal with what I think is the most important crisis facing America. It's killing more than 100,000 American lives every year. He pays no attention to it. That should tell Americans everything they need to know about what he thinks of the southern border. He does not put America first.
Yeah, I think fentanyl is now the top killer among 18 to 45-year-olds, beyond suicides, cancer, and car crashes. Now we've got top Republicans speaking up about potentially impeaching President Biden if Republicans successfully take back Congress. We're talking about Senator Ted Cruz and Jim Jordan. Now, Sheriff, we're not asking you to weigh in about the nuts and bolts and the weeds of this debate. What they're just saying is it's the utter lawlessness of the president's refusal to enforce the laws. It's the Constitution, it's Article 2. He has to uphold the laws of the United States. That's what they're saying he's contravening, and that's what they're saying is impeachable.
Yeah, it's a dereliction of duty. He has failed the American people. He has not done what the federal government's supposed to do, which leaves it then to local law enforcement like us, the sheriffs, which I hope people will come and support us at protectamericanow.com, because we're continuing to fight as sheriffs for the problem that he continues to ignore. And I would hope that they would hold him accountable, whether it's Afghanistan, the southern border. There's a myriad of different things where he has failed, and he should be held accountable, as any leader should.
So we're hearing reports that about 25,000 illegal immigrants are right across the border ready to come in, that the White House sent out an email to ICE, brace for a massive influx, a migration event at the border. What are you hearing about that? We're hearing 170,000, upwards of higher of that, are poised to come in if the White House does get rid of Title 42, the Trump border pandemic policy.
Yeah, Title 42, getting rid of that will be catastrophic. Look, last month we had 163,000 people that they apprehended, 53,000 people they didn't catch. Of those 163,000 people, they only sent back 11,670, and that was under Title 42. You take that away, and virtually everybody is going to be able to be allowed in here. Court dates 2 to 5 years from now. It's ridiculous.
So we've got Senators Chuck Schumer, Bob Menendez, let me look at it, Cory Booker. They're saying to the White House, end Title 42. Arizona Senators, we've got Kyrsten Sinema and Mark Kelly saying, no, keep it.
Well, our senators have done little to nothing thus far this last year to talk about the border issues. They're finally throwing us a bone because they know it's an election year, and they're going to be held accountable, as they should, because they have failed the American people to speak up to what this is doing to not only our state, but other states throughout this country. The human trafficking and drug trafficking cannot be ignored. We've got to address it. And I'm glad they're finally saying something, but too little, too late.
So your final word, when do you see the influx coming in? You got 10 seconds.
The influx has been here, Liz. It has been here the whole time, but it's going to get worse. I would foresee it in the next weeks.
Got it. Sheriff Mark Lamb, thanks for your service to our country. Come back soon.